Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So following on from my last video, I would like to share a little bit more about what has led me to where I am today, where I am solo travelling around, solo backpacking around India. And in my mere 21 years, this is up there one of the biggest life decisions, life changes I've made. As I quit my job, I bought a one-way ticket, and I don't know what the future holds. All I know is right now I need to be here in India, traveling, doing my work projects that I'm doing, and just see where it evolves, and trusting the process really. So yeah, it was multiple factors. Obviously, a big one being my work. I was a prison officer for just over 1.5 years, and I was very passionate about certain aspects of the job, and at the beginning I absolutely loved it, but all along there were certain bits that were very challenging, working in a big government system, and that's something for a whole other video. But yeah, to keep it short, the hate started to overtake the love until I just could not do it anymore. So I knew I had to go. I had to leave the job. And something I've always believed for myself is, well, for everyone, that we can all do the work that fulfills our soul, and that's what we're here to do. And when we do that, it flows. When it comes from a place within like that, it doesn't mean it's necessarily easy. We still got to face challenges, you know, be really brave actually to get to that place. I believe it's an ongoing journey, and I believe that is the life I can have, where the work I'm doing is what I'm really passionate about, and it flows. And I won't give up until I get there, or I won't give up getting closer to there. This is my journey, and I'm really happy to be on it. So yeah, that's work in and of itself was one thing. And now I'm here, I've got the time to pursue projects very close to my heart. There's a project soon kicking off in a week which I will be involved in. Please see my Instagram for more on that, but that'll be relating to delivering programs for orphan children who've been through abuse in India, emotional wellbeing programs. And also now I'll have the time to do to set myself up as a holistic therapist. I'm an emotional freedom techniques practitioner, so I would love to set myself up and do some remote working. That's a dream for me. So yes, work. Another thing, my roots, I'm half Indian. Funnily enough, everything comes up in life for a reason. Meeting my partner, who is Indian, made me realise how out of touch I am with my roots, and I just felt this deep calling. I've always wanted to travel India, but I really felt this deep calling to go. Even before I knew about the project in India, I knew I had to go to India. So already I'm loving it. It's so culturally rich here. The religions, the spirituality, the food, the nature, the people are so welcoming and friendly. Again, a topic for another video, but Delhi, even as mad as it is, I felt very safe as a woman there. I think as long as you've got some confidence behind you, very safe. So yes, it's been amazing so far on all of those levels. So work, the culture, my roots, and another main thing is the lifestyle. So as I mentioned, I've been on a healing journey for quite a little while. Specifically, in the past 5 years, I've been really working on my inner work, and that was after I had a big dip. I had a period where I went from I felt like I was good with my mental health, and I hit a rock bottom. I experienced an eating disorder, binge eating disorder, and I struggled with that for a couple of years, and through EFT and other things I managed to get myself out of that hole, which was very dark at the time. And from then on, I felt the power of this inner work, and I could see how healing it is and how much power we have within us to transform our own belief systems, access different emotional states that we didn't think we could, and to do things in the world that we never thought we could. So yes, the journey went from there, and it's been, it's very intense when you're confronting yourself, confronting your traumas, unpicking limiting beliefs that you've had from day one from your childhood. It can be very intense and very rewarding. But yes, I got to a point where I realised after trying, I knew categorically that a conventional 40-hour working week, on top of managing bills, chores, having a social life and hobbies, was not conducive to this journey for me of personal growth, which I think I will always be committed to. Say for instance, in my day-to-day life, you've got work and then you've got something on after work, a social thing, or you're going to do some exercise, which of course we need to do. And before you know it, your day's completely gone, isn't it? You cook dinner, watch a bit of TV and go to bed. Now, if an emotional trigger arises, something deep's coming up, which it happens whenever we get triggered by anything in life. Often in my previous conventional life, I would have to numb that out. I'd have to shut it down and go, right, let's just put that in the box, compartmentalize, get on with my day, because I have to. I've got to pay the bills, I've got to do whatever. And a lot of people are happy living like that. But for me, I couldn't do it, because I felt I was neglecting these parts of me and actually hiding from deeper parts of myself and who I really am, and confronting who I really am, and also accessing more empowerment in my life by certain emotional patterns that I felt were limiting me. So yes, now I'm here, and this is the vision I've always had. I feel I've got enough free flow to attend to my emotional, physical, spiritual well-being. So if something's coming up, I can take the time to go, oh, okay, what's going on here? What is this really about? Let's get to the root of it. So I'll often do an EFT session on myself or with someone else. So something therapeutic, meditation, breath work, all of this kind of stuff. And yes, already, both just through having that space, I've been able to confront myself a lot more and grow. But just this opportunity to solo travel is immensely enriching and immensely like this, which I'll go into more. But yes, those were my main 3 reasons for coming here, and I'm so glad I'm here. So yeah, coming to the present, now I'm here. Like I say, things are very much like this. I've had moments of extreme empowerment, like getting to Delhi, and it was extremely overwhelming at the beginning. But then I felt, when I really went out and, saw different things, went on all the modes of transport, spoke to the locals, I felt really empowered by that. The same as meeting people here. I've been welcomed in to this community I'm currently living at with open arms, and it's so enriching. But on the downs, solo traveling is very confronting. No one's telling you what to do, which is part of the freedom of it all, but with that comes the responsibility to really look after oneself, in all aspects, because no structure is given to you. You give yourself your structure, and you can become very lonely at times. There's times where you're traveling and you're on your own, you're figuring out a lot of things by yourself, new things, you're placed in situations you haven't been in before, you don't know the language, you don't know the customs, you don't know the culture, feeling ungrounded, moving from place to place. And just having all that time to yourself to really confront yourself and meet yourself. That's a big part, I feel, of solo travel. Even when I backpacked before with my best friend at the time, I felt it was quite confronting, but this especially has been. So there's been much joy, much tears, the whole tapestry, the rich tapestry of life. But I'm loving it, and I know I need to be here. And it's taken a lot for me to be here. For some people, it might, with different belief systems, this might have been a relatively easy move for them. But for me, I've always had a lot of limiting beliefs and fears around security, be it financial, be it planning for the future, career planning, lots of pressure on myself. So I've had to strip all of that back and remove all expectation of myself, and that's what I've wanted. I've wanted to do that. I've wanted to remove all that conditioning and all that expectation, so I can organically flow into who I really am. Because I know that can't be forced, but it's challenging all of my security beliefs, which is it's a lot. And as well as that feeling of lack of security, I think maybe just maybe it's being a woman, just feeling a bit more vulnerable, especially in a new place where it's quite intense. There's that aspect to it as well, feeling a bit vulnerable, exposed. But luckily, I haven't had any bad situations as a woman. So that's been good. I feel I've been treated very respectfully in India. Absolutely. You get many stares as a woman traveling solo, but very respectful. And yes, I also have, well, my partner is currently not with me, and that might change in the future. That is still up in the air, but that is something else I've had to confront. First time I've ever tried doing a long distance relationship before, and we're both navigating it together, and it's a totally new journey, and it's quite challenging. It's very challenging. So yeah, it's been a whole journey, but all along, despite all the challenges and despite my fears, my intuition has clearly been signaling me to come here. And even when I'm here and I'm struggling, I still feel this is exactly where I need to be. And right now, as I'm making this video, I feel so present. Like, this is what I need to be doing, regardless of how many views I get, likes, or wherever this channel goes. This is what I want to be doing right now. So who knows where it will go. But my message to myself, to everyone, is we can't have expectation on life. We can't put any expectation on life ever. It's never secure. Even when you marry someone, you might say till death do us part, and it's not. We can't predict how we're going to change. We might be one day be in a career we love, and years later we're not. So we will ultimately. My message is, if you feel you can be brave enough, life is too short to keep yourself trapped. Be brave, follow your dreams. And when I say follow your dreams, I don't even just mean willy-nilly. How do I say this? It's easy to be pleasure-led, which we all should be. We've all got desires, but it's easy to be pleasure-led from a place of I want this. Pleasure in that moment. I want this thing. Almost like materialism, but hedonism. Let me get this thing. I want this. But when we can really have the deeper kind of awareness within ourselves to really tune in, not just to what is pleasurable, yes, that, but also what do I really need on a deeper level? What is the highest calling for me now? And often that can be both very a rewarding path, but also quite challenging, because to grow into the higher versions of ourselves, we have to face and confront parts of ourselves, and that's going to be a stretch. It's not going to be easy. So my message is to anyone on this path of questioning, growing, facing big life decisions, trust yourself, take the time to tune into your guidance. You will get your answer. Your intuition doesn't waver. It won't argue with you. It won't raise its voice if you disagree with it. It won't quiet its voice if you berate it. It will just stay steady. So listen to it. And if you have the bravery and the courage to follow that, when you feel it's right in your heart, even if you have fear, if you have the bravery and courage to follow that, it will deliver you abundance. I truly believe this. And it might not come in the way you expect it. Be open to whatever shape or form it might come, but this is the way, or at least this is what I believe, hence why I'm here now. So keep tuned in to see what life I do create for myself, and I guess in being here as well, this is almost an accountability to me, to stay on track for the vision that I want to create. And yes, that vision might change, but ultimately this is a vision I've held for quite a long time. So thank you for listening. It has been a pleasure to share with you, and I really look forward to sharing more as the journey unfolds. So have a lovely day and sending much love your way.